social media is huge in society today. I don't think it makes much of a difference which country you come from. I think it's been growing rapidly all over the world. I have friends studying abroad in a few of my classes who actually use social media just as much as the rest of us from America. The only thing that I think is stopping people from using social media and staying connected as much would be the socioeconomic status. People might not have the access to afford computers or as much access to just use local computers such as libraries and whatnot. So if they had the money power and the manpower to use social media as often as us, I think they would also.
My name is Matthew Bizier, and today I'll be talking about global online access and social media. And we'll also be examining the global access trap, the importance and influence of social media websites, and I'll also be relating global online access and social media to our Computer Science 101 course. The use of social media sites, such as Facebook and Twitter, have changed the way people communicate throughout the entire world. Social networking sites can be activated through a variety of technological devices, such as cell phones, tablets, and laptops. This makes them extremely versatile and easily accessed whether you're at home or on the go. These innovative sites have made it possible for the masses to share content in a variety of ways, making individuals more connected to each other than ever before. Social media websites can also be attributed to producing a non-stop culture of contribution and consumption. Contributing can be thought of as posting on a social media site, whereas consumption is observing the activities of other users, such as friends or followers. The use of these sites will continue to grow and reach new heights as they show no signs of slowing down or declining in popularity. This is evident as a recent survey of 10 global markets shows that social networks and blogs are the top online destinations in each country, accounting for the majority of time online and reaching 60% or more of active internet users. These numbers are highly impressive given that social media is a relatively new form of communication, having only been around for the past 10 years or so. Although computer technology, along with social media sites, have been made widely available throughout much of the developed world, there is still a discrepancy between online access and individuals' socioeconomic status that creates a major gap between internet users. Poorer nations as well as lower class individuals do not have the same access to these expensive technologies and devices due to their economic status. Coinciding with socioeconomic status, there is also a gap between users and their education levels. Individuals with a higher level of education are much more likely to be on social networking sites than those with lower levels of education. This is extremely relevant due to the fact that education levels directly correlates with socioeconomic status. The lack of international connectivity in some areas of the world can be attributed to how only a handful of nations and regions control an overwhelmingly large amount of the world's internet connectivity. This gap between the economic power of nations and internet use is expected to grow as technology expands. Addressing this issue of unequal internet connectivity should be a top priority if social media sites hope to have an even wider audience. Making these technologies and sites more available to these individuals will allow for a variety of new opinions, values, and cultural insights. If this was achieved, then social media sites would play an even larger role in connecting the masses. As stated before, it's clear that social networking sites will continue to grow and be a top form of communication throughout many societies. Comprehending how these sites function, who uses them, and what purposes they can serve is essential to our understanding of the world around us. As of 2014, about 3 out of every 5 people in this world still do not have access to the internet. This number is very disturbing, given that there have been many strides made in the effort to connect individuals to the internet. Though many westernized countries have full access to the internet, many developing nations are still struggling to make this technology available to the masses. The demand for internet connectivity is thought to be rather low in these areas compared to more affluent countries. Larger countries such as China, Brazil, and India also display a major discrepancy among internet users. These lower to middle class dominated countries have an exceptional amount of online access in the highly populated urban areas. However, the smaller, more rural communities are not given this same privilege. It is a common belief among internet providers that there is little to no demand in these poor rural areas for access to the internet. This creates a major problem for global online access. Internet carriers' reluctancy to expand to new markets greatly hinders the amount of information and resources that could be made available to these countries if they were given access to the internet. Some would argue that greater interest must be shown in these areas before granting them full access, but it should be the opposite. Those with the power to do so must show some initiative and make access equal to all in these larger countries. By not doing so, they are simply discouraging potential markets. Furthermore, policymakers should take steps to lower the costs and thus the risk of investing in underserved communities. Breaking away from this access trap is crucial to these developing areas, as the internet can go a long way in helping individuals in these affected areas gain upward mobility. Even with these various setbacks, powerful companies such as Google are endlessly searching for new ways to make information available to everyone, regardless of geographic location or economic status. Using Google Analytics, I conducted a survey asking, do you believe a person's socioeconomic position in society affects their ability to gain internet access or use social media? The results found that 70% agreed, while 10% were undecided and 20% disagreed. Computing has a major impact on a variety of economic, social, and cultural influences that affect our everyday lives. The use of social media websites can be accounted for many changes in the ways individuals interact with one another. Given that there are billions of users, these websites also allow for people to gain new cultural ideas and values that may differ from their own. However, the many advantages of using social media websites is threatened due to unequal online access, as there is a major discrepancy between social media use and socioeconomic status. Those in the upper to middle classes have more available resources and economic funds to use these expensive technologies, whereas those in the lower classes cannot afford this luxury, in many cases. It has also been found that individuals with a lower income are more likely to use websites such as Facebook, whereas those with a higher income are more likely to use social media tools such as Snapchat or Instagram. This is significant because social networking outlets like Snapchat or Instagram cannot be accessed through a computer. They require more expensive technologies such as tablets or smartphones. Most individuals, regardless of their income or economic status, do have access to social media websites. The real difference lies in the amount of online access. More affluent people will have greater access to a variety of social media websites and outlets, whereas less affluent people will be limited in their social networking activities. This divide in access to social media sites is also seen in other countries and regions across the earth where there is a substantial lower class population. If this is ever to be fixed, then technologies along with websites will need to be refined in order to give everyone across the economic sphere equal access to these important social tools. The importance of making internet access available to all cannot be overlooked, especially in regards to social media. It's evident that these websites are a fun and innovative way to connect and share things with others. However, they can be used for so much more than that. One of the major impacts that social media has had on our society is its ability to promote social change. Various social media sites, such as Facebook and Twitter, can be used to bring an array of social issues and problems into light and get the voice of the common people heard throughout the world. It is a truly unique and powerful tool for communication. Perhaps its greatest contribution to promoting social change is that it provides an environment and a medium for people to express themselves independently and yet still find a community. One of the best examples of the power social media has in promoting change and creating awareness was last summer's Ice Bucket Challenge. The devastating effects of ALS disease was widely unknown to many individuals throughout the country. However, due to widespread social media coverage, the ALS Foundation has received over $115 million in donations. Without social media's ability to reach a widespread audience in an extremely short amount of time, this disease, along with many other social issues, would be overlooked and undervalued. One of the major connections between my topic and the course was the lesson on computer networks. Given that a major portion of my paper discusses the necessity of making internet access available to all, it was crucial to have a solid understanding of how computers are connected throughout the country and around the world. Learning about the inner workings of how wireless routers connect and transport information to one another was essential as well. This section also gave me a greater understanding of how social media websites work and are able to transmit messages and information to the masses throughout the world in a matter of seconds. Given that many regions of the world do not have this access yet, knowing what it takes to connect the masses cannot be overlooked, as it is much easier said than done. Another lesson that helped in the creation of this website was the assignment on data collection. Learning how to properly conduct advanced Google searches allowed me to find a wide variety of both sources and images that I would go on to use in creating my website. Knowing how to properly conduct and maximize search efforts is a necessity for any internet user, given the enormous amount of information that web servers hold. Having unlimited information at the tips of my fingers also made me realize how individuals who do not have access to the internet or social media sites are deprived of gaining knowledge that could essentially help better their lives. It's evident that having access to the internet is crucial to the lives of everyone, regardless of socioeconomic status, level of education, or geographic location. The importance of social media websites cannot be underestimated. On the surface, they seem like a unique and creative way to help pass time, but in truth, they are powerful tools of communication, and if used effectively, can even promote social change. With the amount of internet users increasing each year, there seems to be a great deal of hope in ending the problem of equal internet access. Perhaps one day, social media websites can highlight this global issue, like they have with so many others, and give everyone a chance to connect. And here's a website that I found relevant to my topic. It discusses how social media can be used as a force for change and provides many examples, such as Ferguson, the Ice Bucket Challenge, and Arab Spring. And here's a look at my final web page that I designed. This is the cover page. It's got the abstract and table of contents. Go to the introduction page. Next section is the background information with an embedded video of the social media revolution. And next we have the analysis page, where I talk about the global access trap and the importance of social media. And there's the video I created. Then we have the relation to Computer Science 101 section. Here's the conclusion. And lastly, the references page.